In this video, we are putting together the heart shutter card. So here are the pieces for the shutter. We have a piece that acts as the lever to open and close. This is the main gear piece, and then you have the shutters. And to start with, you want to put a mini brad face up in the hole that's cut in each one of the shutter pieces. And then we're going to take these and insert and twist into the main gear piece, okay? And this last one, you just have to lift that up and then put this in. Now the side of this gear that doesn't have any tabs on it is the side that your lever moves in, okay? So you're gonna set that down. These holes are cut bigger than the holes in your shutters so that you can just lay this piece over the top of your brads and just kind of feel around, get them on there, okay? So once you have them on, you just want to make sure that all of the pieces are out of the window and that this lever is not interfering here with this mechanism. And then we're going to, need to put it down. Then you're going to open your brads and you're going to secure these tightly down. This is only securing, these brads only secure your lever to the shutter pieces, okay? It's not securing any other parts of the card. And right now the shutter pieces are only being held in by these tabs here, okay? Now you just want to fold these tabs down . You do not glue them. They need to be able to slide freely in these slots, okay? So then flip it back over. And I am missing the piece I cut for my top, so I've got an extra one over here. Let me grab it. So it's going to be a different color, which doesn't matter. So then you've got a solid circle that you're just going to place over all your brads, okay? And what you're going to do with this is you're going to take all these little tabs and we're going to fold them over and we're going to glue them to the top. You do not want to get glue close here to the edge, so we're only going to apply glue on the tips of these. And what these will do is hold these shutter pieces in place around the card so that it's not shifting and so that we get a smooth mechanism that opens and closes. So you don't want to do this too tight. I'm going to jump across here over to the other side so it holds this down, because you do still want your pieces inside to be able to run smoothly. So don't do these tabs so tight that your pieces inside won't turn. That's also why we're only putting glue on the edge, because if we glue the pieces that are on the inside of this, then they won't turn. Okay. So let's just make it all the way around here. Again, remember, don't push this super tight. Just push it up. Try to leave it loose enough for your inside mechanisms to work. Last one. Now you see your shutters can open and close, and they're not jiggling around out of place because all these tabs are holding them securely. Okay, so now for the card. We're going to set this aside for a minute and let's assemble our pieces to our card. And I'm going to start by attaching my heart. And that's just going to go right over this cutout. And that's where the shutter is going to be. I might have put that on just a little bit crooked, but that's okay. I am also going to ink the edges of my pink just to give it, it's two different shades, but just to give it a little more contrast, since it is another pink, just to help it stand out a little better. And then I'm going to glue this rectangular white piece on. And that's going to go right there. I'm going to lay out my pieces first so I can see how I want to put them on. I'm not quite sure how I want to do it. Like maybe so just kind of play around, see where you want to put your hearts, how many you want to use. That's completely up to you, how you want to decorate the front. I think I like that. So I'm going to ink my pink heart a little bit. I think I'm going to put this long part on first so I can see where my S needs to go. I'm just dotting a few places of glue. It doesn't need much to hold it down. It's not a heavy piece. There won't be any stress on it. So there we go. Now I can see where to put my S, and I've left enough room to get it on. I'm going to ink around my red hearts as well. I probably should have done it around the main one, but I didn't. That's okay. So I'm just going to randomly place my hearts. I'm using black to ink around my red hearts, just so that it shows up. And I'm using a pink to ink around my pink hearts. Okay, and this can glue directly on this front cover because this front cover does not affect the mechanisms in the card at all. But before you glue it on, you want to make sure to get your lever into the curve that's cut, and then that's where you want to secure it, so that you can operate your card. And I'm going to apply the glue to the base, and I'm just going to put it on these tabs and then some in here. And again, make sure your lever is in this space. And then adhere that down, like so. When you flip over, you can see you still have your mechanisms there. Now you can operate your card, open and closed. The file does come, I picked it up off the floor earlier, here it is. It does have a little arrow that you can apply. To your lever. And then it glues to the card base. Now this has some dimension to it because of the thickness of the gears. So you'll want to use foam tape to adhere it to your card base. So you don't need a whole bunch. You want enough to make it secure. And you don't want to affect let's see if that's open enough. I think that opens enough with that foam tape there, and then it keeps us from going too far down. I could have positioned that up just a little bit further. So I'm just going to put I have two left here on my thing just to stabilize the card a little bit. And then adhere this to the front of the card base. Okay, so let's do that. So before you secure this down, make sure these tabs are in the folded over, okay? And then you're just gonna eyeball this. I need to hold it up so I can see it. And apply that to your card base. Test it. It opens and closes. And then there's some little hearts to put on the inside. I thought I had some alphabet stamps and I didn't, so I just wrote on mine. You can put them in here plain. You can write on them. And I'm just going to randomly glue these down so that when it opens and closes, you can see the little hearts inside. The card also comes with a page liner for the ones here. So you can use this to add a little more strength to the back of your card, because the front is very heavy with all this on it. You don't have to use it if your card is white. If you want to add a little bit of strength, you can certainly glue that in. But this is so that you can use a different color base if you wanted to use a dark color, and you can add in your liner. So there is the Sweetheart Shutter card. And thank you for joining me.